Hello, welcome. Gonna play Mr. Basic meets Bits in Bytes. You can see Basic is all in caps. This game's designed for the Entertainment Computer System add-on to the Intellivision, which has a keyboard. So it's meant to teach the computer language Basic, which is why it's called Mr. Basic. I don't have that. It is playable with just the controllers, which is what I'll be doing, of course. So there's three different games, essentially mini games that meant to teach you the computer language. But with the gamepads, they're very simplistic. Not that retro games aren't also simplistic to a degree, but yeah, they're not that interesting. One game I think is kind of fun. The other game, that would be the Bats game, Vampire Bats, and there's a Cannon game, which is meant for two-player only. But I'll just swap between the controllers to show you what they do. And the other one is, he's called Mr. Basic. Yeah, that's the worst one. So I'll start with the worst. I just tap the controller here. You can listen to the sweet music. So although it says bats on the overlay and in the manual, they call it vampire bats. And they do all have their own overlays for the controller, but they're not really necessary. Vampire bats is the only one that you kind of need the overlay because you can set jump distance and jump direction on the keypad. Like I said, I'll start with Mr. Basic. This game's terrible. And you'll notice something on these games is that it's a big, at least on this one in Canon, I don't recall on Vampire Bats. I think you get more of the screen on Vampire Bats, but that top half, I believe, is where you would be typing, which is why it's, empty. Basically, the idea is you catch these bits and bytes. You're playing as Mr. Basic, and you throw them into the terminal. It's not the most elegant controls. Three of the side buttons move the arms, while two do the same thing, but one of them is a throw button, so it's not the same on both sides. So you kind of want to use the left buttons. I just hit myself. You get hit by these objects, you lose a life. I'm down to 2 lives. That's that number. You can see kind of under those flashing lights. There's another one. I don't recall what the one is. The problem is when you miss your throw, the thing is going nuts. I think you earn an extra life for every 5 of these things that are thrown in there. Oh, I caught it. That's all there is to it. Oh, I guess that's counting how many I threw in there, the bottom number. Or, no, it just went down to 1. Oh, maybe you gotta throw them in a certain time period to get an extra life, like 5 really quick. Oh, I missed. I think I'll just let Mr. Basic get hit by objects. I can end this misery. And that's that. Yeah, like I said, that's the worst one. Go to Cannon. So, with controller 1, the cannon on the left, that one you have to move, and you angle the cannon to determine a shot. And you want to hit the missile launcher. Look at that. So, that moves the wall. You want to move the wall all the way to the other side of the screen. But you can't keep shooting the same angle and thinking you're gonna... Well, it looks good too. Look at that. Thinking, you can't just keep repeating, because if you noticed to the left there, there's C and A. A is the angle, but C is randomized, and that's the gunpowder, essentially, like how powerful the shot will be. The charge, I believe they call it. So, like, now it's 83, so that shot's not going to be the same as the last one. They're pretty good, just not even trying. So that's basically all this player does, is just try to hit the missile launcher. I'm doing quite good at that. The missile launcher just drives on its own, as you can tell. So the second player doesn't control that. They just launch the missile. So I'm going to switch to that controller. The missile's fun to play with. You just hit the other cannon to score points. So you just fly around. You can take your time if you want. There's a fuel gauge. I mean, every time you launch, the fuel is random, so how much time you have to fire or aim and get over there. But you usually have plenty of time. Okay, I keep missing. I guess maybe you gotta hit more in the front. That is all there is to it. Seems like the missile launcher doesn't really get many points. I think the cannon has the advantage. Especially if you're good with your shots, like I was getting a lot of hits without really even trying too hard. So normally you'd use just the keyboard to type your charge and angle, I believe. The top of the screen also counts as, basically any edge of the screen counts as out of bounds, so if I go straight up, I'll just lose the missile. This game's manual is the largest Intellivision manual there is. If you count the front and back covers, it's 76 pages. And most of that obviously is talking about the computer language and not just playing with the controller. Just gonna let the missile launcher win here. Pretty cool to take this part of the game, the missile launcher, and maybe put it into something like Biplanes, a triple action game. So instead of shooting down the biplanes with another plane, just try hitting them with this missile. Because hitting a target that's not moving, even if the other player is moving the cannon, it doesn't move very fast. It doesn't really do anything to them, I don't think. Maybe they'll lose a shot, I don't know. But it's mostly, I think, just to get you points while you're hoping they miss you. I don't know. Maybe they can't. They probably can't fire while they're getting hit. I can try to time it. See if I can work both controllers. Yeah, you can't shoot while you're getting hit, when you're hit. So you do have a. Uh-oh, I'm gonna hit the missile launcher. Oh, that was completely accidental. It's gonna take a little longer to end this. I could just reset it, but we'll just properly end it. Hit the wall. Hitting moving targets would be more fun. Surprised they didn't work some of these things into other actual games. You know, keyboard games. Well, this came out in 1983, so maybe there wasn't time for Mattel to work on anything after this too much. Or to redesign a game like these guys with the missile launcher or maybe the cannon. I think it was I don't want to, not positive, it was a different department that did these games than the other action-oriented games. You almost landed on the wall, if you could land. There we go. Game over. Okay, go to the Vampire Bats game. So, I'm an exterminator up on the roof. Pick up bombs. And I drop them. And just by chance I hit a bat. It's just to blow up the bats. Now the guy's turning green. What the bats are doing is they're eating the roof. And when they overeat, they fall to the ground briefly. So they're there long enough, you can get them with a bomb before they can get up. And then you don't have to hit directly, as you can see. They'll fly into the explosion. So if they're flying low enough, you can get them. Just by hitting the ground, they may fly into it. You can also hold on to the bomb for a while so that you can blow it up mid-air. It'll start flashing brighter. If you waited too long, it's possible to blow yourself up, so you have to be careful how long you hold it. Now you can see on the roof, there's big gaps. Now this guy can jump. You can set one of 3 jump distances. It's pretty good, got a couple bats. And then you have to select your jump direction on the keypad as well. So if I select 2 jump distance and left jump direction, when I press up, he'll just jump automatically. I gotta change the jump direction to get back. Now the bats will bite the exterminator too. They can duck like that, but I don't know how well that'll work. Now that the roof's almost gone, they'll probably gonna come up here. So falling will take a life. So you have 3 men at the bottom. Blowing yourself up will take a life. And getting bit twice, like a second time before you recover from the first bite. I just hit a bat with the bomb and blew myself up. Just getting bit twice. Yeah, let him get bit here. So if he gets bit again, you lose a life. I can repair the roof. Cost points. So I just repaired the whole thing. That was a nice shot. Oh, I got 4 bats. I'm just using the side buttons to pick up a bomb and then to drop a bomb. As I said, jumping is unusual. I mean, it's designed to teach programming, so controls are a little unusual, I guess. And having to set various jump stats or abilities on the keypad and use the disc to jump, not side buttons like most games that have a jump would use. Alright, I'm gonna end this game. There's nothing else to show, but I think this one's a fun little game. But let me walk off the edge. Okay, one more life. I'll blow myself up there. Unless the bats get me. And that is it. Mr. Basic meets Bits and Bytes. Little educational game with 3 little mini games, though only 1 or 2 are worth playing. Alright, so thanks for watching.